أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قال إنه يقول إنها بقرة لا ذلول تثير الأرض ولا تسقي الحرث مسلمة لا شيئة فيها قالوا الآن جئت بالحق فذبحوها وما كادوا يفعلون وإذ قتلتم نفسا فادارأتم فيها والله مخرج ما كنتم تكتمون صدق الله العلي العظيم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. My respected elders and my young friends, today, inshallah, in this gathering, I will attempt to conclude this story of the cow. In our last week's session, I was mentioning that the Banu Israel, who kept on asking Musa alayhi salatu salam about the cow, what quality should this cow have before we buy and before we look for it and search for it. So after every question, Musa alayhi salatu wasalam told them that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling you, commanding you, that the cow should be a middle-aged cow, and its color should be bright yellow. The last question they asked Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, which was actually the very first question, they repeated. And they said to Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, "Oh Musa, could you tell us what sort of cow we should buy? Because out there in the market we find there are many cows which are bright yellow, and we can find and we can see there are so many cows which are of middle age, but still we are confused." But at the last question they said one thing due to which Allah made the matter very easy for them. They said, "Inshallah, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wills, then we will find it." So Musa alayhi salatu wasalam told him that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying it should be a cow which has not been trained to till the soil or water the fields. It should be sound, and there should be no other color other than yellow color. And go ahead and find it. So eventually they did find it, and how they found it and from where they found it. And I mentioned in my last week's sermon that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He commands, we don't need to find out the reason and the wisdom. There are wisdoms in every command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but sometimes we don't understand the wisdoms. We don't know the reasons, and sometimes we do understand. Here in this case, we will find that there was a reason behind this questioning of Banu Israel. Could you tell us the age? Could you tell us the color of the cow? What sort of cow we should buy? There was a wisdom behind this. And the wisdom was that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to reward one young man in this very dunya upon the service of his mother. He looked after his mother, he served his mother, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to repay him in this dunya. What happened that Ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhu narrates this hadith from Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that in Banu Israel there was a very pious man. Before his death, He, in his possession, and he owned a female calf. And before he died, he took this female calf, this female baby cow, to the jungle. And he said, and he turned to Allah, he said, "Oh Allah, this is the female calf which I own, and I don't know how much I'm going to live, but I can see I won't live for more time, and I won't have much time. I can see the health is such that I can see that I won't live for long. Oh Allah, I have a small child, and I am leaving this cow in your trust, in your care. Oh Allah, I'm leaving this cow as a trust in your care. You take care of this cow till my small son grows up, and then he can come and can take this cow back. And till then, this cow is in your care." So he returned, and after a few days he passed away. And his small child boy, he grew up until he also became a very pious young man, and he was very obedient to his mother. He was very caring son of his mother. What he did, this young man, what he used to do at night, he divided the hours of night into 3 portions. One portion for rest, he would go to sleep. The second portion was for ibadat. He would stand in the prayer. He would offer the tahajjud prayer. And let me tell you, tahajjud prayer has been the custom of all the pious people. In one hadith, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he encourages us. He said, "Alaykum bi qiyam al-layl." He said, you should offer the tahajjud prayer, for it has been the custom of all the pious people in the past. So this young man, he divided the hours of night into 3 portions. One portion for rest, the second for ibadah, and the third one for his mom's service. He would stand by the bed of his mother in case if she needs some water or anything. I can assist her. And in the morning, he would leave home for his livelihood. What he used to do, he would go into the jungle and he would pick the woods, and then in the morning he would bring it back and sell it in the market. And also he had divided the hours of day into 3 portions. The earnings. All the earning he divided into 3 portions. One portion for himself. Whatever he earned, he divided into 3 portions. One portion for himself, one for his mother, and one for sadaqah. So he divided his earning for himself, for his mother, and to spend it in the path of Allah. One day his mother said to him, "My dear son, you are going through a really hard time. At night, you look after me, you worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at the very same time, and in the morning for your earnings, you leave your home and you go in the jungle and you fetch the woods and you sell it in the market. And now I have this, your father left for you in the inheritance a cow which is in the jungle. Why do you go there and bring it back and sell it?" And she instructed the son, she said, "Look, when you go to the jungle, call out by saying, 'O Lord of Ibrahim and Ismail, give me my cow back.'" Because this cow had become a wild cow. And if this cow wasn't familiar to people, when people would come near it, it would flee from them. It was not easy to catch this, to get hold of this cow. And the cow was so pretty. It's mentioned that its skin was glittering, shine like the sunshine. The onlooker would see that the rays of sun are coming out of its skin. Because the color was so bright. So his mother said to him, "Go and say, 'O Lord of Ibrahim and Ismail, I want my cow back.'" So he goes in the jungle And he calls out by saying, "Oh Lord of Ibrahim and Ismail, I want my cow back." As soon as he said this, the cow came running towards him. And it stood right in front of him. And the cow spoke. And the cow said to him, "Ride on me." Now, don't get surprised by hearing that the cow spoke. If you read the Bible of the Prophet ﷺ, you will know that many animals and birds spoke in the presence of Prophet ﷺ. Once a camel spoke. I can't go into details inshallah in next time. In another session I will mention the mu'jizats, the miracles of Prophet ﷺ. The birds spoke. So in this case here, the cow spoke, and the cow said to him, "You ride on me." And this young man, he goes to the cow, "No, I cannot, because my mother told me not to ride on you." Now the cow goes and saying to him, "Look, if you had rode on me, if you had mounted on me, you would not have gained control on me. Because you never listened to me, you obeyed your mother. Now you have a full control on me now. You can take me wherever you want to take me." So he brings the cow home. And the mother tells him, "Why don't you go and sell it? Go and sell this." Now here, all this is happening. On the other side of Banu Israel are searching for a cow. The mother, he says to mother, "Oh my mom, can you tell me for how much should I sell this cow?" The mother said, "Sell it for 3 dinars. And in those days, at that very time in the market, the cows were sold for this price anyway. So she said, "Sell it for 3 dinars. He went to the market. A customer comes to him and he says to him, "How much for this cow?" The young man said, "It's 3 dinars. He said, "Listen, I'll pay you 6. I'll pay you 6 dinars. The young man said to him, "Look, my mother said to me, before you sell it, tell the buyer that I will only hand over the cow to you, and I will only take the price from you, that I need to go back to my mom. I need to seek her permission. I need to go back and ask her again, am I okay to sell the cow?" The man said to him, "Look, you don't need to go back. Take you said 3, I'm offering you 6, 3 extra dinars. You don't need to go back." He said, "No, I have to go back." He goes back and he tells his mom that, "Look, the buyer, he wants to buy it. And he said he'll pay me 6. Mom said, "Okay, that's fine." But again she said to him, "Listen, my son, tell the buyer, if he agrees to buy for the 6 dinars, tell him I can only sell you if I go back and ask my mother again. Then I will take the price and then I can hand over the cow to you." So he goes back and the buyer said, "What happened?" He said, "Well, my mom, she agreed. But again, she said, the condition is I have to go back and seek her permission again." He said, "Look, don't waste time. I'll give you 12 dinars. What's the point going there to your mom? I'm offering you 12 dinars now." He said, "Listen, if you pay me gold equivalent to the weight of this cow, I will still not sell it to you unless I go back and ask my mother." He said, "That's fine, go back and ask your mother." He comes back and he tells his mother, the buyer, he wants to pay 12 dinars. What do you say? The mom said, "You know what? This buyer is not an ordinary buyer. He is an angel. He has come to test you." And can I say something here? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sometimes tests his slaves. We should always make dua, "Allah, you don't test us." Not many people go through this, and not many people succeed in their tests. Many people, they fail. And when they go through the tests, they speak, against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they start complaining. Just recently I heard this story and I was shocked. We should always fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. A man, he before he died, he was Hafiz al-Quran. Keep this in your mind. He was Hafiz al-Quran. Before he died, he was very ill. For many years he was ill. Before he died, he asked his family to bring the Quran to me. The Quran was brought, and he said, "Oh Allah, you are true, your book is true, but I don't believe in you, no, I believe in your Quran. Why did you make me suffer through my illness for so many years?" He said these words. After this he died. He passed away. Who he was? Hafiz al-Quran. He was a Hafiz al-Quran. And he said, "Oh Allah, you made me go through all these sufferings. So I don't believe in you, I don't believe in your Quran." So we should always make a dua to Allah that Allah, you don't test us. One companion was making a dua, he said, "Oh Allah, give me tawfiq that I become a patient, sabir." Rasulullah said, "Don't make this dua. It seems that you're making a dua of a calamity, you want a calamity from Allah. That's why you're saying, "Oh Allah, you make me a sabir, a patient." He said, make a dua of a safety, afiyah. Now we should always make a dua to Allah, keep us in afiyat, in safety, because not many people succeed when they go through these tests. So he said, Mom said, he is an angel, he came to test you. Now you go and ask him, shall I sell this cow or not? So he goes back and he said, my mom said to ask you, should I sell this cow now or not? He said, don't sell it. Keep it with you. Don't sell it, keep it with you. Because at the side there was a hikmah of Allah behind this command that you buy this cow with these qualities. The other side that Banu Israel was searching for such a cow. So then eventually after a long search of Banu Israel and hard effort, they were looking for a cow, they couldn't find. Then somebody told them, there is this young man, he's got this cow. All the qualities you are mentioning can be found in that very cow. So then they come here and they bought the cow. And this cow, the people used to call it the golden cow. It was so bright in color. And they bought it and they had to pay gold equivalent to the weight of its skin. Now what do we learn from this story here? From the story of cow. Many questions were asked by Banu Israel. And our Prophet ﷺ has prohibited us from asking such questions. Now, the lesson we learn, number one, when you ask the scholar, an alim, a question, and he gives you the answer, then don't doubt. Because you asked him, because you have considered yourself an ignorant, that you don't know, and he has knowledge. So if the alim gives you an answer, don't debate with him. And you listen to him, because he is an alim, he has more knowledge than you. So, before I conclude my talk, another masla I would like to shed light on, just briefly, which is amongst the young community, the youngsters happening very commonly, which is talaq. So many cases come, and the youngsters they say, look, I have given my wife 3 divorces, what should I do now? And then they ask, what should I do now? The answer is, you can't do nothing now. It's a very delicate issue, this is. Then they come out with this, well, I was in the state of anger and I gave my wife 3 divorces. Whether you are in anger or in a state of happiness, it happened. Nobody gives a divorce to his wife when he's happy. Nobody says to his wife, I love you, now you divorce your husband. Nobody says that. Divorce always happens when one is angry. Our Prophet Rasulullah said in the hadith, there are 3 things. If you do them happily or if you do them angrily, they will happen. See, whether you're serious or you're not serious, they happen. Nikah, if a young woman in the presence of 2 men says to a man, I give myself in your marriage, just joking, the boy and girl are just joking with each other, they're playing, and there was 2 men in their present, just joking, they're saying this. The man says, yeah, I accept you. Then nikah is happened. She becomes a wife and he becomes a husband. Though they were doing it jokingly, but it happens. And the second one is, freeing a slave in the days of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they used to own the human beings. They used to own the man. And if owner says, if a master says to his slave, I free you, and he just said it, he just said it jokingly, it will happen. He will be freed. And the third is the talaq. If somebody just jokingly, he was just joking with his wife, I divorce you, just jokingly, he will be divorced. And also, before I've mentioned in our messages as well. Inshallah, from now on we will have monthly a dhikr gathering. Mashallah, in Masjid, the dhikr is taking place individually. Everybody reading Quran, doing tasbihat. This is all happening. There are virtues of dhikr to be done individually, and also there are virtues of zikr which is done in a gathering. So inshallah, brothers asked that we should have this dhikr majlis gathering for 10 minutes. Inshallah, we will have after dua a dhikr majlis upstairs in the room. Anybody wishes to come, by all means, could come and join us. اللهم صل على سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم. ربنا